see what all can I show you here. Okay, so I'm in the full picture, that's cool. I just feel like I'm so far away. At some point, I would like to figure out how I can have a shot full body, like so, and then still have close-ups of myself. Anyways, I'll just yell at you from back here. Hey, welcome. So, here I am back in my course room. I'm gonna just go ahead and start moving because that's what I am. I am raising each individual hip, and I'm squeezing the butt cheeks in order to help. So if I want to raise this hip forwards, I'll squeeze this one. Same with this. I know it looks a little bit funny right now, but just to show you. You can also do both, just squeeze those buttocks and do a little bit of, riding or whatever. Jubilee, welcome. What are we doing today? Well, I recently got to find out, or at least acknowledge, that I get to improve my hip flexibility. I recently saw a few more videos on Instagram that said, hey, if you have I'm gonna go ahead and keep this, leave this, doesn't matter. If you have tight hips, that can negatively affect your posture, i.e. you would have like a total pelvis like this, and it's simply because the muscles here attached from your hips up to your spine, all the way up here, is like a good chunk of muscle. And that if you, there's several reasons for why it might be tight. Having a weak core or weak glutes can really make them stiff because these hip muscles, these hip flexors, are being overworked, and as well as sitting too often or too long can make it tight. And I was honestly quite surprised. I work on my posture every single day. I'm very, very careful of that, and I still have it. What's up with that? And well, then I just got to look at where are my areas that I can improve on. I came to the conclusion it's my tummy and my booty that I'm gonna now work on and improve and strengthen so that the hip flexors doesn't need to be doing all the work. And so the more, and a few stretches too. I don't know how fun that's gonna be, but I'm about to give it a try. So what does that mean for me? I'm gonna be doing the thing that I haven't done in ages, and that is stretch all of this and that in a targeted way. How? What I saw online wasn't so fucking fun. The advice that I saw was have your leg up against the wall. This is my wall for now. And then do these stretches. Yeah, okay, yeah, I feel it. When you notice that you've got a spot on your body, some muscles, a tension, and then you finally do the thing to make sure it's not that way, it can kind of suck at first. Or, I'd like to phrase that differently. You'll notice it, and then you're like, damn, okay, fine, I'm gonna do the work. And it's worth it, it really is. Because the babe wants loose hips, and I don't need to be so tight. And so, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna start with this. I had actually thought this would be, not as bright, and figured I would just show you this and then show you what else I had in mind. I'm just gonna do both. I'm gonna do this. So I'm trying to tilt my pelvis forwards here, and then lean backwards with my full body. Not out the spine, but just tilt back so that I feel it right here. I'm gonna do it a couple times on each side. Oh yeah. And I'm also gonna do a little bit of back bending because that's a goal of mine. I don't know if that's gonna make this stretch a little bit less beneficial or impactful, but I'm about to try it out. because I have a few new goals. Yep, I want to do the splits. I want to do a back bend and eventually, but not yet, maybe a cartwheel. Because that's one of those things that I've been avoiding since elementary school, the cartwheel. Because I'm like, why on earth would you willingly thrust yourself towards the ground head first? It just wasn't for me, and so I never did it. And then now I'm like, damn, it'd be cool if I could. And so I, here now, am gonna do what I can to just teach my body to do moves that it couldn't up until now. And regardless of if I do them perfectly at the start or not, I'm just gonna do what I can on a daily basis just to get there. Because every time you move, it's like putting some change into a piggy bank, into a savings jar. Just do some movement today, put some coins in, and then some movement tomorrow, put some coins in, and eventually you're gonna have a full jar. And it's the same thing with the progress you make in just about anything. As long as you work on it a little bit every day or most days, you're eventually gonna get a huge payoff. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, I'll show you from the side. I've got this leg raised like so, and then I'm leaning slightly backwards. I'm gonna try this one. Oh yeah. Leaning back in the diagonally, because this is now, instead of getting right here, the hip flexor, it's crossing over. Because I'm doing a twist, and it's now pulling. You know, I'm really happy that I chose to pull out my phone and record this. At first I thought, hey, you know what, I'll just put in some earphones and listen to my music and do my thing on my own. But this way, you get to join me on this journey of mine. Ooh, I'm leaning really far back now because I want to improve my overall body mobility and ability. And it's cool if I can, have this recorded for me to look back on and be like, wow, she did it. And then also to show you what it takes to do what I'm very soon about to be able to do. Because all the cool shit I'm going to be doing soon enough has a starting point. Boom, here it is. I don't intend on being one of those people like, well, it would only make sense if I started showing it at point 0, and like now that it's like past that, it's too late. No, wait, I'm going to show you now. And then I'm gonna keep showing you. And then soon enough, you're gonna be like, oh my god, how does she do that? This is how. I'm doing the thing. I'm gonna try both legs. What? Okay. I'm gonna put my knees further apart and see. Hip. Okay, so I thought it would be easier. It was worth a try. Nope. One at a time. It is. But I know that now. Okay, honestly, this would be cool if I could show you from the front. So, let's see if I can show you kind of. I have my leg like this on the ground, and my calf and leg here is pretty much out to the side. I'll show you. It looks like this from the front. And then I started rocking. And what else did I do? Once I start switching things. Okay, so that's what it looks like from the front. Haha, as you can see, this fits right away from the body. And then I lean back and rock. Oh yeah, okay, and then it is essentially, I got my hip, knees in one nice line here, and then this leg is turned up, it's going in at the hip, and I'm leaning back. It's a nice stretch, that's what it is. I'm gonna try with the other side. So what I like to do pretty much all the time is like tilt my pelvis forwards, squeezing my booty, and then do basically all my moves and ways of being as a human. And that is why I was so surprised when I'm like, why on earth are my hip flexors tight apparently? When I focus on doing the right things all the time. I focus on doing the right things all the time. However, I haven't trained my abs like I used to for a moment. I haven't done glute bridges in a moment, and that's stuff I can do now. Awesome. Why else? Whoa, maybe that's it. Who knows? Okay, so I've already switched into the next thing. I like the frog position that you know. This one here. Or straddle as I like to call it. Feet together-ish underneath your butt. And then knees wide apart. Typically, I like walking forwards like this. I also recommend that you join in and do this because this is awesome for your hips. Especially just like the penny jar, the more you do these movements, the more you're able to like get deeper and deeper, and these just carry over into so many different things. All right, so this is where I'm at, and then, okay, leaning backwards, and again, tilting my pelvis forwards, just pulls all of these muscles into their lengthened position, and now I'm getting a similar stretch here, and mostly in my thigh up here, by doing this. I'm squeezing both butt cheeks to just get that pelvis tilted forward, squeeze, let go, squeeze, let go. This is also cool because it allows me to work on my arms back here. Squeeze, let go, and the deeper I go with my arms back here, the more intense the stretch is here when I squeeze my booty and tilt my hips. If you are new here, I highly recommend that you join in and follow along as well as you possibly can. If you don't have a mat like this, try a carpet or your mattress on your bed. I'd say go as comfy as you possibly can, or the couch, wherever you can. If it's soft, it's awesome, right? You don't need to make it hard on yourself. And then, if you can't get this deep, that's fine. I've been doing this for a moment. Just do what you can, and then if your body sends a signal of, ooh, that's enough, take a break. Take a break, you don't need to go through it. You don't need to go into the pain. You can a little bit, but just don't overdo it. If your body needs a break, give yourself a break. But most of all, just do it. Because if you've been watching along and just watching, well, you know, you get a nice picture here, right? It's entertaining, sure. But doing it, you'll also know, oh, that's why. Oh, okay, that feels good. Oh, I didn't know I was tight in that spot, and let's loosen it up. You know, we're doing this for our body. Oh, yeah. And then from here, you can just push yourself up. This is right here. I now have my legs spread wide and I'm tilting my pelvis forward. And what? I'm also raising my body now. My arms are being twisted-ish back-ish, hang on, twisted back-ish. and so they get a nice stretch here in the shoulder. And since one of my goals is doing a back bend, this is a really good way of working up towards it. Because again, I don't need to be a professional at it right away. I get to start where I'm at. And that means if I can do this right now comfortably, awesome, that's good enough. And here I've got my booty squeezed, which means I'm also feeling it in my lower back. Ooh, okay, so my legs just gave the signal, oh, we need a break. What I'm gonna do is just extend the legs and just give them a nice movement. Let them recover. And this is also a good stretch. So if you've got a couch, I hope you do, you can go ahead and just lean yourself up like this, and I've got my toes on the ground and I'm pushing lightly backwards. This is a really nice thing to do. I recommend. I like moving when I'm stretching, like these little pulses, so on. Sure, you can do everything still. You can totally do that. But I like moving because each time I move, I am now getting more and more blood flowing. I now transitioned into this. Why? Because it felt good and I just thought I would try it out. That's the cool thing about movement. You can just try it, change it, figure shit out. Find out what feels good to you. We've got a nice stretch here on the side of the body. It's lengthening the torso. It's getting rid of all that built-up pressure. And then if you have your couch or whatever, you can go ahead and have your hands up here. Let your head sink between your arms. Basically, it's kind of like a pull backwards and down. You're gonna notice it here, the smaller your back between your shoulder blades. If you notice it somewhere else, like in your shoulders or wherever else, often that's because there's already tension built up there that still gets to, be worked through. So if you notice it elsewhere, okay. So as long as it's not like a kind of hurt, and more like a okay. That's how I describe pain apparently. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If it's not like, oh my God, you gotta stop kind of pain, try it out. Your body's gonna tell you what's okay and what's too far. And then I like to do little rocks from shifting my head and my weight onto one arm side like this, because that is now getting a nice rotation in my upper torso. From the mid-back up, I'm just getting a slight turn, kind of like this. And the cool thing is, we now have the weight of our body, and it's just like a really nice stretch too. Oh yeah. And again, this is also a really good stretch for your shoulders and for the muscles that run along up here. We can do a cat-cow in this position. I've got my knees further-ish apart. Looking up to that, like this. And then I'm tilting my pelvis forwards by squeezing my butt. And see, notice that movement in my spine. Got this. This is cat-cow if you haven't seen it before. Oh, this is good. This feels really good in my lower back. I am trying to get as much roundedness here in this lower portion, right here, from this bra to this pants. Because you see in the upper back here, there's a nice round. That's easy enough. Our spine naturally has that curve. It doesn't in the lower back. So it takes a little bit more jimmying around, seeing it up. How do we do this? I like moving from side to side a little bit to get those muscles that are attached here to our pelvis right here. Nice. Circulated, blood flowing, nice and loose. It feels good if it's not tight. And then again, I'm tilting my pelvis inwards and trying to get as much of a curve in this lower back as I can. And that means I'm shifting my weight a little bit further back here. I'm not on my feet completely. I'm just changing the angle and then feeling in my body, okay? So here's good, hold that for a moment. Here's good, hold that for a moment. And you'll notice, if you're jogging along, if you move your body to the left, you're gonna feel it on the right side. If you move your body to the right, you're gonna feel it on the left side. It's opposites, because everything is crossing over. Yeah. If you're interested, I highly recommend looking at the muscle, the fascia in the body. And so it's pretty interesting actually. Like all of our muscles in the body are nicely wrapped up in pretty much a saran wrap kind of thing to keep their shape and form. And if you don't move your body properly or often enough, those can get a little bit stiff. And when those get stiff, your body gets stiff. And if your body is stiff, well, you can't do as much as you could as a kid when you were actively moving all the time. And if you start doing this again, and it doesn't matter what age you are, that's the coolest part about all of this. If you start and you do it regularly, it's gonna get better. Your mobility is gonna increase, your flexibility is gonna increase, your strength is gonna increase. Like check this out. You might see it on the screen and be like, oh, she's raising her arms. Do this. Do it, I dare you. You're gonna notice how heavy your arms get with this. And not only that, check it out. I'm rotating my arm. Not just the hands, but the whole arm. And so, the shoulder's getting a lot of action. All of the muscles that are used to this length, in the rotation are being pulled to those longest length and twisted out back to the other side. On top of gravity. Boom, that's right. Do this often enough, you're gonna feel how heavy your arms actually get. Which is one reason why I recommend before you start, you can let your arms hang and fall at any time. If they feel like they've had enough, let them rest. And when you can't, get at it again. So what you'll notice by these kinds of exercises, you don't actually need to be holding weights right now, right? Because the weight builds up here anyways. So I suggest, before you do, I'm doing this because it's fun and because I know I'm getting my gains out of it. Before you do any exercises with weights, if you are new to this, I recommend doing it with body weight. Get your body, get your muscles, get everything else, every player in the game, like prepared. Hey, this is what it's like to move my body, like with the body weight against the pole, right? Get it strong enough and mobile and flexible enough, and then you can start doing the lifting and training in their shortened positions. Like, I would always recommend, do your full-on body flexing and preparing before, after, fucking whatever. I think before you start putting your body to the mat and like, okay, we're gonna lift real heavy, let's get some PRs today, personal records. Make sure your body is actually in its most optimal position, state, words. Anyways, just get your body warmed up so we can do more. You will be surprised. If you start taking time to move your body properly before, you'll be able to do more. Okay, and besides it's fun. Because the whole thing is, the more you do, the more you'll be able to do with time. Yeah, all right. So what I'm doing here is, I got this position again. Voila. Legs spread far apart, feet kind of behind the booty. It's different if you have your feet right behind your knees. It's a completely different angle. And something I've been avoiding, and maybe I should just address that. Okay, give me a moment. First we're gonna do this. So what I did a moment ago is I did the interchangeable butt flex. That means one side, then the other side. Let's see. And I am now getting some movement in my lower spine, also in my head, right here, my inner thigh, because my legs are so far spread apart. Pretty darn impressive. I know, check it out. My legs are in this position, whereas they're used to this. And now, out of here, I am interchangeably engaging my booty muscles in order to move all of this. And you feel it. Yep, I don't know how else to say it, you feel it for sure. But the cool thing is, the more you work on your brain and muscle connection, and you can just, move your body by squeeze. Squeeze. It's cool, it's real fun. And the great thing is, you can do it in different angles. Bam, bam, bam. And again, my knees have now give me this signal, oh, we got enough, give me a break. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Look at this. This is pretty much the same thing I showed you earlier. I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of a refresher. What? Ta-da. What? Oh, that looks familiar. That's right. I'm just giving my knees a little bit of movement since they were pinned underneath the body at that time. And this is just getting those joints nice and, loosened up again. And it feels good. Not only that, but you can also make it a little bit of a strength exercise if you like. Kick. Yep. Imagine you're on the couch, you have the remote, and then all of a sudden, one of your other people in home wants to change the channel. But no, it's your turn. So you gotta defend it. What do? You have your remote here, put it behind you, and just no, it's my turn. Now, we're watching Love Island or Selling Sunset or whatever else is on TV. I don't fucking know. I don't do that. I do this. I don't watch TV. I make it. Okay, so another cool thing we can do. I like to pull my butt cheek. I've already shared this with you. So we have our feet together, legs spread like this. I like calling it butterfly because under this booty cheek, and here, under this booty cheek, and there's just like giving myself a better sitting foundation. Like now I can get so more comfortable. Okay, so, right, all of this was to stretch here a little bit. The exercise I started with was the one, at least kind of what I saw online. They said do it against the wall. I'm like, sure. I did what I could, which was put it up on a bank. Because like, I can't currently imagine putting my foot up against the wall and having that pull this flat. Maybe eventually, not today, and it doesn't have to be today. Anyways, let's keep going. So, what was I going to suggest we do? We've already kind of done it here. Ooh, this is nice. I got into here. Just like what I did in the straddle a moment ago. If you flex your butt cheeks one at a time, you're going to lift your hips one at a time. If I then go ahead and use my arms to twist my upper body off to the side, it's going to be pulling it a little bit longer. I'll show you from the side or from the front. So here, I'm going to raise this hip, boom, and I want to extend the stretch, and so I twist my upper body to the left. What does it do when I do this? No, that's in the back. Okay, so if I take my arm with me, I'll feel it in the back. If I leave my hands back here, okay, I can adjust with my hand because, you know, it's all about fine-tuning. You know your body best. It's going to be giving you the signals of what you need to be doing. And then, let's try the other side. Oh, yeah, okay, we just lift. Doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, guys, I found it. I figured it out. All right, so I've got my arm back here. It's nice and bent, and I'm leaning on it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and lift this. And hang on. I had it on the other side. Wait. Pull. Right here. Holy shit. Ow. It's undeniable. Okay, fine. We got work to do. And it's worth it. Because, why am I even doing this? I'm worth it. Just gotta start there. And I know if I got it, if this is like already tight, I want to make sure that over the coming years, I don't like live with stiffness, because I see it in my clients, in my people here, just how bad it can get, and I don't want that for me, and I don't want that for you. Why else, really? Because, again, something I saw online was like, if your hips are tight, and if your hips are tight, it can affect your overall booty gains. That means, like, your muscles don't grow as fast because they are tight. That's why stretching in general is super important. I recommend it. Do it before your workout, do it after your workout, do it every day, do it all the time. Love your body, move. Oh yeah. And just honestly, it's just figuring out what feels good. Like, sure, I can give you moves at first. This is a 90-ish. Or, you know, you just try it out and see what good. Awesome. Okay, this is awesome. If you don't, if you didn't hear. So it's not, is it a 90? Okay. So, I know I'm switching between moves because, you know, I don't have a script and I can do whatever I want. Boom. I have from this hip to my knee to my ankle like a 90-degree-ish. No, a little bit bent, whatever. Same thing here, ish. It's okay. What I'm doing from here is I can lift this hip by twisting my, I'm squeezing this butt cheek and it's raising this hip up. That's nice, that's cool. What I can also do is twist my upper body forwards and twist it, hang on, I had it backwards a moment ago. And then I start twisting it back. Oh yeah. Other side, I had it a little bit differently because the mat's down right here. So same deal on the other side. You can have your legs bent however you like. It's just like you you have a 90-degree angle here. Right, from here, I'll show you. It's like, it looks kind of like this on the mat. So if you look down, you're like, okay, here is a 90-degree angle, here is a 90-degree angle, and same with here. So if you lay down, sit down, and then, you know, just twist backwards. You are looking for that TV remote. Apparently your sibling or whomever got it, but they didn't want to watch TV, they just wanted to get you riled up. And they hit it right behind you. It's like not that far, but it's like too far to, too close to get up, you know? It's like right there. And so you, come on, oh yeah, almost, just fix it, come on, just a little bit, oh, you have to get that remote, woo! Wonderful. Your sibling was fast, in that moment they took it, and then put it to the other side, as you know. Kids, siblings are siblings, they want to see you suffer. Until you learn to love each other, you know, and it happens. And then you just do the same with the other side. Switch. Oh yeah. So I noticed that here, and I also noticed it in my midriff, in the front and in the back. From here, let's do a little bit of dipping the legs in the middle. Again, this is also great for the hip mobility because we're now twisting our leg inwards. If I were to stand, it looks like this. Twist in, twist out. Twist in, twist out. Notice it's up here in the hip. I'm saying hip, oh. And all the muscles that are just crossing over get pulled into their leg. And you know, your hip bone gets some action in the hip socket, and it's like, okay, this is new. So, you can do some of these, you can do some of these, to get nice and warmed up. I recommend doing side lunges. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you. It's where you got both your feet facing forward. Go ahead and look, nice. And then we're gonna bend out of the hips forwards. I'll show you from the side. Feet facing forwards, and then I'm gonna bend out of the hip forward. Notice how my back is still straight, and my booty is slightly behind my feet right now. And we've got a nice stretch in the back of the leg. My knees, they're not completely bent through. I've got a tiny bend, and I've got the muscles around them nice and engaged. What does engaged muscles feel like? It's kind of similar to when you're like grasping your hand, or if you've done it before, when you are able to squeeze or engage the muscles of your body. It requires pulling it over like this because of the mechanics, but basically you could also leave your arm like nice and soft and still engage this muscle. It's just sending the signal from brain to muscle, hey, here, twist, twist. Okay, wait. Yeah, so side lunge. We have our feet a little bit further apart, feet facing forwards. We're bending under the hips, and then we're sitting down. Left and right. So one leg is straightened, the other one is bent. This is kind of like a squat, in that we are sitting down on one leg and the other is just straight. Why do I say bend at the hips first? Because here, your body torso, the weight of your torso is then more evenly distributed over the floor between the legs than if you were to, how else would you do it? What do I see people all the time? Yeah, they do it upright. You could try that, go for it, whatever. But then it just goes more in the knees and you're gonna notice it in a not so awesome way in your hip. So I recommend bend at the hip, real deep. And then you're gonna notice it in the muscles and not in the joints. And again, I like doing my moves in a movement. Bam, 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 because each time it's like pulling a rubber band, just give it a little bit longer. And that movement is calling blood to these areas, which is warming it up, which is making your muscles feel good, and blood brings oxygen, and so it's healing this blood. And then you can just move from side to side. I like starting with these when I do a routine because it gets everything nice and loose. And so you're not just going straight to the mat and doing some pretty crazy moves unprepared. So I highly recommend this. If you want to do something great for your upper body, you can, let's just go ahead. One hand on your thigh, the other one up and over. You can go ahead and follow your hand with your eyes. Because this, you'll see, gets a nice rotation in the whole of your spine. Boom. And it's just good stuff. Perfect. Now let's get to the actual stuff. So we wanted all of this nice and open. That's why I showed you the side lunge. Alright. If you can get into this position, awesome. I'm gonna start here. If you can't, have something where you can like lean yourself on, whether it's the couch. You can have the couch here and then okay, so I made it down. No idea how to get up. That's fine. That's normal for many. If you get to this position, try to like lean back on your hands. And then again here, squeeze your glutes to raise your hips. I'm gonna move back a little bit so you can see me a bit better. Similar to our straddle, we have the butt resting on the heels. I'm gonna see if I can show you from the side. Okay, that's it. Like, so I'm sitting, resting on my heels. I kind of feel like a crab. Okay, so I'm sitting on my booty. This really nice and open. You're gonna feel it for sure. And if you really want to get a deep stretch in your thigh all the way up to your hips, you're just gonna lower one side down more. Yep. And then the other side. Yeah. Okay. No wonder, Jamie, that we gotta do this because holy shit, you feel it. So I can't really say, no, my hips aren't tight. What? I've been avoiding this stretch. No, I haven't been avoiding it. I know why. Okay, so the people in my classes, they can't do much with their body because they have chosen not to do anything with their body the last 40, 50 years. And so I can only meet them where they're at. And if I were to be like, okay guys, we're gonna be doing this, they'll tell me, right, and then leave. Some will try. I had a lot of people that really are curious and just like, can I do that? I don't know, let's see it out. And other than that, that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to like move on to the next stage of whatever I get to and have to offer. Because a lot of the moves that I want to work on, giving my legs a rest. A lot of the things that I want to work on, I couldn't do because they couldn't do it. And they just wouldn't do it on their own in their free time, so they couldn't do it for as long as I've been doing this. And at some point, like, I want to grow, I want to, like, be able to do more. And so, and I also want to be around people that don't just, like, give their best excuses right away and that all the time. Like, I get it, it's hard, especially if you live with pain, especially if your body doesn't want to do it now. Sure, that's hard, it is. However, to not even try, that was the hardest thing to see. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I've got my toes pointed, I have my foot basically resting on the heel, and I'm twisting my leg in and out. Just cuts. So, what else? What else would you like to do? Splits. Right, that's another goal of mine. I want to be able to do the splits. So as you saw, I can do this pretty well. This is with my feet underneath my booty. And now I'm going to try it with my feet like parallel to the knee. That changes the angle a little bit. Oh my gosh. It changes the angle a bit. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I'm going to show you from behind. So, okay. Yeah, this is a real different feeling in the hip socket for sure. And it's, I gotta get used to it. Yup. However, I have the goal of eventually being able to do this easily. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just test it out. Test it out. Oh! Yup. Okay, so I'm slightly tilting my pelvis pelvis forwards and pulling myself forwards with my upper body. Yo! Let's give that a rest. And as you can see, when I rest certain body parts, because that was a lot for my hips, I move into the next move. I like staying moving. Because I figure like, it's the same thing with training. I personally couldn't be the person that waits 2 or 3 minutes between the sets. Like, yeah, okay, you give that muscle group a rest, but you can still do something else with the others, like in that time. Stay moving, use that time. A lot of people, honestly, it doesn't matter what other people do. It doesn't matter what I've seen here. It doesn't matter what you do, right? Like if you spend your time on your phone, if you're in conversation, if the reason why you spend 3 hours in the gym instead of 1 is because you're talking between sets, that's fine, do it, whatever. But I like to use every moment best simply because I've become that kind of person. I don't even think about it. I'm just like, I want to do this now. Because look, my hips are now in a completely different position. They now get to rest. And I get to do this. Yay! And if I want to do a little bit for my abs, I can go ahead and roll back on the back of my, right here. This is where the butt cheeks end and where we've got this nice small little bump. And that is, how do you get there? You basically just tilt your pelvis forward, squeeze your booty, and then boom, you're in it. So, tilt your pelvis forward, squeeze your booty, and then just from side to side. This is also a nice rotation in your back. This is also great strength training. You can also go ahead and lower yourself to the mat if you like. Notice how I'm starting like right above the ground. And then I'm using my tummy muscles to lift my legs again up over the middle to the other side. So this is my made easier version of what this is. Oh yeah. Good. Because like, sure, I can do this, but if I can do one and be like, I'm done, I don't get nearly as much out of this exercise than if I just make it a bit easier. Like, there's no such thing as cheating if you're just making the big thing a little bit smaller, so long as you're doing it. Yeah. And the more you have your knees, like, right above your hips or even a little bit further out, that's when it gets a little bit harder. If you have your knees tucked, it's a little easier. Honestly, I recommend trying it all out. Try it all out. You know what? Fuck it. Just do it. Try every single angle out. Let's pull it towards you. Let's put it away. Because every single angle changes where it hits, where it works. We can do so much with our body, and most people don't know it because, you know, no one else has spent 3 years on a mat just figuring it out. And now, here I am with my expertise I get to share with you. And if you do, please go ahead and follow along. If you need me to do it a little bit differently, so it's easier to follow along, let me know in the comments. I'll figure something out. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep doing it as I do it, and just you follow along as best you can. And just grow, learn, party. Okay, so splits. In a moment, I'm gonna go ahead and fix it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. BRB. So strong. Check that out. Check that out. That's balance, baby. Whoa, check that out. That's on one leg. Oh my god, what can she do? What? Check it out. Just because I thought it was cool. Check it out. I can do that now. I can do that now. Fuck it, whatever. It's Melody and I love her. Boom! Boom! Okay, yeah, I feel it. So, alright. Yeah. Let's get some water. What else can we do? Oh yeah, okay, so take a moment. Oh yeah. Honestly, like finding out that stuff like this can feel really good is worth it. Like, I think it's, you know, we have the ultimate cheat code to feel better almost any time, and it's literally, it's move your body, stretch. And then whenever you stretch, like, oh wow, that feels good. Yeah, and it's available to you just about always. And so, do it. Fuck yeah, do it. Like, if you have access to feeling better, like, at any time, stretch. You know, oh yeah, that feels good. Oh. You know it. And then it's like the one thing that everyone skips. And like, it's also the reason why you could be a bodybuilder, you could be someone that has gone to the gym and done the thing for years and years and years, and then still have issues with your body and your slip discs and all that. Because, okay, sure, strengthening is one great component of it, absolutely worth it, absolutely vital, but like, you still gotta teach your body to be able to move. Because like as kids, we did shit, we did whatever the fuck we wanted. We jumped, we climbed, we swung, we did it all, we crawled, and then at some point, we were told to stop, and so we stopped. And that's when the body's like, oh, okay, so we're not doing that anymore. Oh yeah. What do I have here? I have my feet elevated on this here bench, and I'm doing the move that we did a moment ago. I'm twisting my knees down towards the ground now. And I'm trying my best to have both shoulders on the ground. It's not happening. But I'm still getting that really nice deep stretch. Oh yeah. Oh, awesome. Let's do it one more side each time. You can also take your arm and stretch. This is also a really nice stretch for your right here. And the muscles that are attached to your arm and shoulder. Your pits. Okay. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Here I have my hips lined up above each other. So this one's right on top of this one. My hips are on the ground. And I'm reaching backwards. I also have my elbow here. Well, I'll show you one more time from here. I got my elbow in the ground here. And I'm pressing down into the ground while I'm stretching out back. This stretching out back, or rather up, is now also extending the space between the vertebrae. Yeah. Woo! Okay. So, if I'm going to continue here, do I go ahead and adjust the light? I could try. Or do I keep it? Don't know. We will see. Does this help? What? Sure, I suppose. We'll find out later. Anyways, we have our feet elevated. If you're using your couch, fantastic. That'll work. Ooh, this is cool. I have my arms in cactus. What the fuck does that mean, Jamie? I'll show you. Hang on. Ooh, abs. Nice. Okay, so what I just did was this on the ground. And you'll notice you can do a whole lot of mobility exercises for your arms in the air. Sure, doing it on the ground is a perfect place to start. Because you're like twisting and rotating your arms and your muscles, and they're close to the ground. And it's just as effective in its own right, in its own way. You don't need to do everything up in the air if that's something that you struggle with. Start where you can. Oh yeah. I am raising my head a little because I'm noticing the pressure at the point of my spine between the shoulders. I'm now having more pressure Oh damn, I gotta give it a moment. Kinda good. Shit. Oh! Okay, reach, and then up and down. See, like, you might be seeing this and you're like, okay, she looks like she's just laying on the ground. And that's why it's so important to do it yourself, because only you can feel your own body. What I'm doing right here is like, it's good, but you notice, like, you really fucking, I need it. Oh my god. And like, if I were just watching this, I'd be like, she's laying on the ground. Indeed, however, there's a whole lot more to it, so, you know, join in. Let's see if I can, and give yourself a moment. You got out of it slowly. I'm gonna take my hands and place it underneath my spine in this place. Lower my body over. Okay. So, back at it. Right, cactus. And I got my feet up here on my, imagine it's a couch. Right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and lift and lower. This is an elevated bridge. It is. I will show you it on the ground first. Okay. So, here we are on the ground. Back is flat, completely on the ground. We want to make sure that there's not a hollow here. How do we do that? Tilt your pelvis forwards. That's right, baby. Pelvis forwards. Your whole flat back is now on the ground. Fabulous. It helps if you have your legs bent like this, because if you extend your legs out, you're going to get that natural hollow. Where's the hand? Here. Right? You're going to get this natural hollow here because of the way your pelvis is placed. If you then put your knees up, able to place your pelvis in a more tilted forward position. Up. My hand was trying to get through, it didn't, so boom. So, from here, we're going to get our heels close to the butt. And then, you can have your arms out here to the side. You're going to roll, first tilt your pelvis forwards and then roll yourself slightly vertebrae for vertebrae. Peel yourself from the ground. The reason why it's important to have your pelvis tilted forward, and we do that how? By squeezing your booty, is that we're getting this nice, straight, flat line from the knees to the hips to the shoulder. Right? So your tummy's working, your lower back is being worked because of the squeezing of the booty. You're going to notice your legs as well. We're going to lift and lower slowly. When you lower slowly, you can just relax your muscles, and then when you lift, engage them, squeeze. I like doing vertebrae for vertebrae. That means that each individual part of the column makes its own contact. It means I'm tilting my pelvis forward slowly, lowering bit for bit, up until the very last one. I relax, and then again, from this side, I peel up, where we go, and then back, down. I also do it this way. I do have the hollow back. I'm just focusing on tilting my pelvis up and down. I'm noticing it around my knees, because again, all of this is connected. And up we go. It's just squeeze your booty. Now, give yourself a moment. Relax, girl, chill. You know, this is nice too. You can put your legs up on the couch or whatever you're using. And just chill here for a moment. Do your cactus or whatever. Oh, that was, do your cactus or whatever. Your snow angels, that's cool too. Oh, twist your arms. Yeah. The more you start doing and twisting, doing with and twisting your arms, you're gonna notice it's just like if you have not flexible legs and yet, it's the same with your arms, it really is. And it's only because, well, the muscles, the nerves, and all that fun stuff in there just isn't used to being fully stretched and put into their lowest positions. And you know, the nerves, right? well-circulated muscles and fascia. Your nerves have a much easier ability to glide through all that anatomy, right? But if it's tense, everything around your nerves is just being blocked, and then it kind of just sends a pain signal. Because it's like, what the fuck? We're supposed to be moving, but we can't. And we can do that, and that we just twist and rotate. And eventually, it's going to get better, and it's not going to hurt, because, the more you do, the more you're able to do. It just don't feel so great at first, and that's okay. And what am I doing with my hands? I'll show you from this side. Put my palms up. Try to just extend your fingers and raise the palms, and you're going to notice it a lot. That's what I'm talking about. And if you've just been watching and not doing it, well, figure it out. Like, you'll understand a lot more if you just do it. Just do it! Okay, so we are doing the bridge. We've got our feet up here, and we're rolling up. We, again, are tilting our pelvis up, squeezing the booties to get this nice line from knee to hips to shoulders. And we can do this in several ways. We can just focus here on the midsection, like lower spine, pelvis tilt forwards, and up, or we can lower all the way and all the way back up. I'd say give both a shot and then see what you like most. I am gonna do, what am I gonna do? A combination! That's right, we're gonna lower, like still above the ground, and I got my pelvis tilted, and then I'm gonna tilt the back up and just follow that. So, like we did on the ground, vertebrae for vertebrae, we're basically doing that, but still in the air. Just squeeze to get up, and then loosen when you get up. And then go ahead and check in with yourself. Where am I feeling this? Like, do I feel it in my thighs? Do I feel it in my glutes? Do I feel it in the hamstrings? Do I feel it crossing over? Do I feel it in my stomach? Do I feel it in my back? Do I feel it in my neck because I'm not used to this? Could be anything. Just take a moment to ask yourself, where am I feeling it? Connect with your body, babe. And again, this is also a great stretch here for the hips. You can also go ahead and tilt from side to side. I did it, it's kind of hard to show you from this angle. And just left and right. That's nice. And then we'll do a few more of these. And since I've already mentioned, my goal is to do bend over backwards. I'm gonna have my hands here in my lower back and have it supported here by my arm. So that's digging into the ground with the elbow. I'm just gonna rest here. And although not much is going on in this portion of my body, what I'm noticing and focusing on is what's going on in my neck. That's right. I now have my chin to my chest, my skull pretty much in a holding position. The vertebrae, or the part of my spine that's in the neck, is now being put to the chest. And I'm just letting my body get used to that. And then, what am I going to do? I don't know. Let's try it. I'm getting more on my shoulders, just to try it out. I'm spreading my legs a little bit more like we did in the straddle, because if you do the bridge in a position with your legs wide like this, you are now accessing different muscles in your strengthening here, because you got your hips wide open. They are now in the even position. You could either, as I am doing right now, have pretty much your whole lower leg on the elevated surface and just do hip thrusts, like raise your hips a little bit, or you can have your feet on the elevated surface and then just lower your body, opening up your hips like those butterfly wings. And again, this is just going to get different muscles in your booty. This is going to get muscles in your thighs are just, you know, in a different position than they were before. Well, they're good. You can do your normal bridges. You can open it up. You could do small ones, or you could do them on the ground. You could just start with where you're at. Try out one thing, do that, learn it, and then move to the next. Okay. Right, again, so I'm gonna try and see if I can, so my goal is to get into a back stand. What can I do now? I don't know, I'm just gonna try something out. So what I'm doing is I'm moving my body into my elevated surface. My booty cheeks are free, that means my bone, my whole leg-ish. Honestly, it'd be funny if you could see this, like if you're standing right there. It would look pretty funny. Anyways, my whole leg is pretty much free here. I'm just on this bench. I have like the bottom of my femur right beneath my booty. Good. So it's nice and free here. And then I'm gonna go ahead, since we practice this with our hands, as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and try and just get my hands into this position and basically prepare my body for lifting myself. Like I don't need to do it fully yet. I like doing small moves in the meantime just to get my body prepared for what's about to happen. Because, oh, what? We're already doing it. Okay. So I'm lowering myself. I'm pushing myself up. I'm twisting my stool backwards so that I'm now resting on top of my head. And I'm going to stay here for just a moment to like get my neck used to this type of pressure, which it's not used to. Because like I don't typically carry books on my head or something heavy. And then, so let's just get used to it. I'm sure my brain's like, what the fuck is going on this field? Yup. Okay. So my arms aren't used to being in this position either. I get to try this out. I get to be like, okay guys, this is a new thing. My arms are rotated out and back. And then I'm going to do little push-ups. Nothing crazy. Just like a little bit to raise my head like an inch off the ground. And then rest again. And go a little bit and rest. And that'll be enough. Because just like with any move that you're doing for the first time, a little bit is perfectly fine. We got this money jar that we're putting like a few coins in at a time. Like a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit the day after that. We don't need to go ahead and throw 100 in there. We can just start small and build up. Alright, so I'm going to try it one more time. A little bit differently. How and what can I do? I'm about to let myself be surprised. Remove my hairband. And let's see what you can do. So how my arms in position that I just tried out. This was, I know, kind of got comfortable, that's fine. And then I'm going to put my feet up on the bench here, raise, get up on my head, woo! So we got this far. I'm going to go ahead and give this a moment. And, oh, this is where the, I'm not going to twist my head, nope, okay, my head's in this position, that's good, I noticed that. Check it out, this is the bridge that we just did, right? From my knees to my hips to my shoulders, a nice straight line. Now I have my arms in this position, and I'm rested on my head. Now I shift my weight backwards, like right above my feet. That's the move we did earlier when we were stretching out all of this. I'm not sure if you can see what I'm talking about, but I hope this looks at least familiar if you've been watching up until now. Check it out, right here. All this is stretching. And now I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm getting up, I'm getting down, rolling my head. And now, woo! Okay, so. Oh. Hang on, I'm gonna try again. Hang on. Where do I go? Oh! Yeah! Holy shit, that's hurt. Oh! Ha! Oh! Yo! Oh, if you get a cramp, I recommend taking your fist and hitting the shit out of it. You know why? Well, because it just shows your brain, I got it, thank you, woo, no need for that, thank you, we're done. What I like to imagine is if you've ever been in a deli where they have and steaks and stuff. And you're like, I would like my steak soft or tender. What do? They pull out their nifty wifty. Oh, what do? Deli man pulls out his hammer and goes at it. Bam, bam, bam. And then you've got some nice tender meat. Same thing with this. Hit it. You got a cramp in your calf? Okay. Hold it neat. And just hit. I know what this looks like. Just ignore it. Cause this is sound advice. This is helping your human body. And if your body does like cramping, you know what to do now. Grab it and hit the shit out of it. Like, yeah, got it, thanks. Stop. We don't need that signal anymore. Cause like the moment I started hitting it, it got better. And it can for you as well. If you are someone who has cramps at night, try it, go for it, try it. Typically, if you have cramps at night when your body is trying to come to rest, you need magnesium. It is a must. It's not like, oh, well, I don't have pain, so I don't take it. Just take it. I got people in my classes, like, they had cramps for years, they start taking magnesium, they go away. You know why? Because your body's finally getting what it needs. If it doesn't, it's gonna like send the signal through pain. And I know it's kind of hard to decipher, like, what does this excruciating pain mean? What does it say? What's my body telling me? I'll tell you here now. Your body needs magnesium. Your body has at least 300 different enzymes that rely on magnesium. And if you're not giving it that magnesium it needs because you're not receiving it through the foods you're eating, which, you know, if you know the situation of like the nutrient, we don't got the nutrients in food anymore like we do, so we need supplements. So if you do supplement it, fabulous. Those 300 enzymes are finally getting what they need. Sure, it takes a bit of time to build up, give it a couple weeks, but if you don't, your body still needs magnesium, and it's going to be taking the very little that it gets from your food and delegating it to the priority to live, right? Enzymes. Everything else, short end of the stick. They're gonna suffer and you're gonna fucking feel it. So if you would like to get better, and if you don't yet have cramps, awesome, just start early. Give your body what it needs, supplement. Make sure they're quality supplements, boom, that's it. All right, so I did a handstand-ish. I did my best attempt at it and got it on camera. Ah! Like I started this video with, you are gonna be amazed and astounded with all the cool things I'm about to do or be able to do with my body. Can I do them now? I don't know. I just tried something new and it worked. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna learn more and more. And I'll just share it here with you. And then you can watch, witness, and join along on this cool journey of what the fuck can a human body do? Let's figure it out. Yay! Okay, so thank you for joining. Before I make this a 2-hour-long video, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it and say, until next time, bye! Wow. And what? Oh yeah. That was fun. It wasn't the workout I expected to do, but I at least got to work on my goal and share that. So that's cool. It's worth it. What if I do these kinds of videos on the days where I have classes, at least until the last one, and then on my other free days, I come in and do my strength training. Maybe, we will see.